everyone, welcome back to my channel. As promised, I wanted to discuss the list of 20 ways to help you overcome depression. And I've been struggling with depression since I was 7 years old. I think 7 years old was the first time that I, discussed wanting to commit suicide. I really didn't feel like I belonged here. And I really struggled with that all my life. And I really didn't understand. I was a happy child at the core. I just didn't understand why I was feeling certain ways. And as an empath, we know more now than we did then. And as a child, I didn't know what an empath was. I didn't know that I was picking up on other people's energy and moods. So if I walked into a room that was sad, I would be sad. If my mom was in a bad mood, I would feel that energy, and it took me almost 30 years to figure this out. So let's begin. I remember I was going to, number one, I was going down a really difficult, I was having a really difficult time, and I had a friend suggest a shaman to me, and the shaman gave me, this is the number one thing that I'm putting on my list, the number one way that it helped me to heal the depression was she told me to get a baby picture of myself. If you don't have a baby picture, the youngest photo, or just any photo of you at your youngest point, and put it in your wallet. And anytime you start self-loathing or hating yourself or creating self-destructive patterns, going down self-destructive patterns, look at that photo, pull that photo out and say, I love you. You are worth so much more. It is not your fault. Whatever happened in your life is not your fault. You are loved and you are loved, and I'm your biggest cheerleader. And that message will be received by little you way back in the day, because time is not linear. Everything just is. You are your present self, your past self, your future self. You are everything now. Every experience now. So when you send that message to yourself in all points in time, you receive it. It's almost like time traveling and changing things. Okay, so also put a baby picture, print a bunch of copies, put them everywhere in your room, and every time you walk by a baby picture of you, say, I love you. And this also goes with number 2, mirror affirmations. Anytime you walk by a mirror, say, I love you. You are beautiful. You are kind. You are strong. Whatever positive affirmation you need to say it. And don't care what other people think. Because I know when I first started doing that, people called me vain. They didn't understand the deep work that I was doing for myself. They didn't know my history of depression and suicidal tendencies and things like that. They didn't know all that stuff. So they didn't know why I was doing that. And I was doing it because I needed to hear that on a deep cellular level. And when you look in the mirror, I recommend meditation in a mirror. These are portals. These eyes are portals to other dimensions and things. This is why the third eye is key to having a healthy third eye is key. So when you're looking in the mirror, you are telling yourself in all dimensions and point in time that you are loved. I love you. I am awesome. I am this. I am that. It reaches you in all dimensions of time and space. Okay, so number 3, crystal healing. I cannot stress crystal healing enough. A lot of people think they are just rocks, but they are not. You could ask any geologist. You could ask any technician that does work with computers and telephones and stuff like that. Quartz is a key component to transmitting and receiving. It writes information. It sends it out. So we are energy, and when we use crystals and gemstones, we are healing at a cellular level. We are healing our vibration, our energetic vibration with these crystals. And so I don't stress it enough. These are imperative to healing. And when I first started with it, somebody gave it to me as a gift, and I was going through a terrible breakup, and I just didn't want to feel that pain anymore. And I said, this is my last chance. I'm going to try these. And I really set the intention for these to work. Really set the intention that these would help with the breakup and the feeling of the pain. And it did. A month later, it was like, oh, okay, I was out doing things, and it was like the last thing on the back of my head. But yeah, so number 4, another one, 432HZ music. Crazy how I came across 432. I came across 432 a long time ago. Everybody told me it was the devil's music, not to listen to it. So, you know, back then in the day, 20 years ago, I was like, okay, I won't do it. This was when the internet first came out. Fear kept me away from it. Then my boyfriend passed away. He passed away at 4:32 p.m. And me, looking at the significance and the semblance, my guides told me to look into the time of his death. And when I did, I found 432HZ. That was his way of showing me how to heal. So 432HZ music, binaural beats. Your favorite songs tuned in 432? Totally. It heals your vibratory level. So if you look into Nikola Tesla's work regarding energy, vibration, and frequency, you will understand the depth of what frequency healing music is all about. Okay, number 6, concerts. That goes along with the music. Oh wait, no, we're at number 5, meditation. So meditation can be any form of anything where you are focused on a task. So you can be making a mandala, or you can be listening to binaural beats. You can be washing the dishes and just looking out the window. You can be just soaking in a bath. Meditation can be any time of quiet time and self-reflection time. And people always wonder, well, how do I meditate? You know, how do they do it? How do you shut off your mind? It's not about shutting off your mind. What you do is, as a thought comes through, think of it as if you've ever seen Minority Report, you know, when they're looking at a screen and they're like, swipe left, swipe right. Almost like online dating, swipe left, swipe right. So whenever a thought comes in, you just swipe left. Whenever another thought, swipe right. Keep swiping. Whenever a thought comes in, don't dwell too long on the thought. Hold on a second. Don't dwell too long on the thought. As it comes in, let it go. And then that space in between each thought, that's the quiet that you seek. That's the inner peace. That's the meditation. But all these the thoughts coming in, it's like you just give it a quick, okay, it's there. Don't judge it. Don't judge the thought. Just let it come and go. There is no right or wrong in meditation. You know, when a thought comes in, it just is. It doesn't have a right or a wrong, you know. Okay, moving on to number 6, concerts. Now, so concerts, it goes along with 432. It's music. You know, music is very healing. We know that. And what you want to do is get out of the house, because the more you stay indoors and just, you're like a hermit. You're closing yourself off to the outer world of healing. Being around people, though it can be anxiety-filled sometimes, being around people, like you're just like, oh, it's actually very healing, because when you go to music, you're around all these people in a higher vibration, singing. You're creating these portals of different pathways that you can take in your healing path. So, you know, it allows you to have opportunities, different paths, different roadways. So that's why music is great. It's like you're all communing together and you're singing in unison, and that singing raises your vibration. It just, you know, it's an amazing healing thing. Highly suggest concerts. There's free concerts everywhere if you can't afford a concert, you know. Everybody knows somebody who's playing a concert. They always have a friend in a band or something, even if it's just, you know, some random, you know, coffee shop. Just go experience poetry, live music. Go commune. Okay, number 7, vitamin D. Vitamin D. A lot of issues are caused by people not being out in the sun. It causes depression when you don't go out in the sun, and I know a lot of people are afraid of it. They make us fear the sun, but really the sun has amazing energetic healing vibrations. The solar rays that emit, the healing energy that the solar rays consist of, are just the ultimate healing. It's also great for your pineal gland, so it makes it super healthy, helps it secrete the right amount of DMT, and yeah, highly suggest the sun, even if it's just 5 minutes. I don't really suggest sunblock. I'm sorry. I might get some crap for this because a lot of people do get skin cancer, but it's got aluminum in it. So if you can find sunblock that does not contain aluminum, highly suggest that. I'll make another video another time soon about aluminum and all that stuff. The water you drink. Okay, number 8, grounding in nature. Once again, grounding in nature, green. Green is healing, it's heart healing. Being out anywhere where there's trees, connect, touch the trees, be a tree hugger. Go outside, ground your feet in nature, take your shoes off, jump up and down, really ground that energy. Pull that healing energy in. Yeah, if you can't take your shoes off, handstands, touch the trees, touch the leaves, touch the flowers, smell the flowers. If you can smell a flower, you know how they always say, stop and smell the roses? There is a reason for that, because when you smell these flowers, it opens up, it's connecting you the crown chakra. So smell the flowers, smell the roses, take the moment. It really does connect you to source and all that is. Okie dokie. Water. Cannot stress water enough. Water, filtered water. Try not to drink tap water unless it's filtered. There's a lot of chemicals that tap water contains that we don't want in our system, and it's, one of the main ones is fluoride. That calcifies your pineal gland. We don't want that. And it's also a conduit to energy. So if you do a lot of channeling, if you are very intuitive, this gives you a clear channel for the information to come through. Super awesome healing that comes through with water. So I like to go to the ocean. If you don't have an ocean, a lake will do, because the ocean, the ebb and flow of the salt water is super healing. Highly recommend it. If you are going through a hard time, go sit by the ocean and just watch the waves come and go. Dip your feet in the ocean if you can. If you cannot do that, a salt bath would be great. You can just go in your bathroom, fill it with a little sea salt, and if you have crystals, throw some crystals in there, and just meditate. Just quiet your mind. Okay, journaling, number 10, journaling and writing. Journaling and writing. The journaling is because it is cathartic to write. It is cathartic to get that information onto a piece of paper. And it's also great to look back on a year from the day that you wrote that to see how far you have come in your healing, in your progress. I know when I look back on the things that I've wrote in the past, I'm like, whoa, what in the heck was I thinking then? So it's good to see how far you've come in your progress and all that good stuff. So I highly recommend journaling, writing. Now, it goes along with number 11, which is draw something, create anything. Writing is creating. Clay, do some clay. Draw, paint with your hands. Anything that's creative, a creative aspect, sewing, makeup, any of that is creative. Create something. It really fulfills you. And share that creativity with others because it inspires others. Okay, moving along, therapy. Number 12, therapy. So, when my boyfriend passed away, I went to go see a therapist because it had been a year and I was still, had a lot of things to work on regarding his passing. And I was recommended a therapist and I went, and he didn't understand me. He was a great therapist, don't get me wrong, for somebody who's not very spiritual. So if you are spiritual, if you are like me, and you are claircognizant, clairaudient, clairsentient, and you know and you feel and you sense and you hear, it might be difficult to go to a real Western therapist, because when you go to a Western therapist, what they want to do is put you on medication. You're telling them you're hearing things, they're going to put you on medication because they're going to think you're schizophrenic. They're not diving deep into the spiritual aspect of what you're going through. So I highly recommend, if you're going through this, to seek a Western medicine therapist, a holistic healer, a shaman, somebody who's going to understand. And I got lucky that a year, no, it was a few, maybe 6 months later, somebody, I said, you know, this isn't working. I mean, he's great, but I'm not able to be myself around him. I'm not able to talk about the things, about the signs and synchronicities. He doesn't understand what I'm talking about. And somebody referred to me an amazing therapist, hi Wes, an amazing therapist, a holistic healer, who helped me navigate through what I was going through. And now this is what I am doing for others as well. So if you need a holistic therapist, healer, I am here for all of you. Okay, yeah, so a shaman, a holistic healer, and somebody who's more on the spiritual spectrum of healing, somatic therapists. Okay, moving on to hypnosis. So that goes along with the therapy. Quantum healing, quantum hypnosis. We want to dive into, you know, sometimes we have unresolved issues from our childhood or from our past lives that are affecting us in this life. So it is imperative to get to the root of that, dive deep into the subconscious mind and pull that stuff out for transmuting and for healing. I did that as well, and on my own, I did my own quantum hypnotherapy, and yeah, a lot of things came up, tapped into a lot of past lives, and I understood a lot of the things that were happening now were because of that. So it is imperative to seek the answers from within. Okay, moving on to number, let's see, so that was 13, 14, which is actually, I already put number 5, so we're gonna move away from 15, 14, exercise. So exercise, go outside, jump up and down, do 5 jumping jacks, do anything that gets your body moving for a rhythm of time. Get that rhythm going in your body, get your heart rate up. Yeah, even 5 minutes of exercise is better than no minutes of exercise. So it's key. Jumping jacks, whatever, push-ups, something, anything, 5 minutes of it, at least, minimum. It also gets the endorphins moving in your body. So 14, 15, hug somebody, hug your friends, hug your family, hug a coworker, ask for permission first, because we don't want a sexual harassment lawsuit. Yeah, what you do is you hug for 20 seconds minimum, and it releases the oxytocin in our body, and it gives you an instant uplifting feeling. So highly recommend a hug. 16, move. If you live with unsupportive people in an unsupportive environment, move. I know it is difficult. I know it's like, we have these attachments to people and we feel that we cannot leave them and we have responsibilities. And no, the only responsibility you have is to yourself, to your healing. You cannot give to others from an empty cup. So if you are in an unsupportive environment and people do not understand you, leave. Find your tribe, find your soul family, find the people that do understand you. Oh, I'm getting bit up out here. Okay, sorry, I'm like, okay, let's see, where are we? 17, do what you love, quit your job. If you are at a job that drains you every day and all you do is come home, work, sleep, come home, work, sleep, come home, work, sleep, and on the weekend all you do is drink, are you really living? I was there at one point and I realized that I was not living. I took a trip to Thailand after I quit my job and I saw how they lived. They worked whenever they wanted to and did whatever, and they lived off really little, and they were happy. They were happy people. And that was my inspiration to go on this journey, was I wanted to be as happy as those Thai people. I'm getting there, guys. With your help, I am definitely getting there. I have my purpose now, and my purpose is here to assist you guys on this journey. So thank you, guys. Okay, 18, help others. Help others. You know, it helps you, gives you perspective on your own experience. You know, when you help somebody else, it uplifts you and you realize, you know, maybe things aren't so bad. So I highly suggest helping others. Okay. In whatever way you can. Emotionally, physically, financially, however way that you can do do it. It feels so good. You know, you need help, a friend needs help moving, doesn't have anybody, you have a truck, there's the physical. You know, emotional, your friend's going through a hard time and they just need somebody to talk to, there's the emotional. Your friend has a charity or something like that, there's the financial. There's always ways to help people. That don't put yourself out doing it as well, though. You can't give from an empty cup, so make sure that you have enough in your cup to give. Okay, 19, psychedelics. I know this sounds, if you have never took psychedelics, that might be a scary thing, but if you have took psychedelics, you know what I'm talking about and the healing aspects that they have. I'm not sure, you know, acid is a little bit different. I would go more on the, you know, shrooms and DMT trip. They really help you to connect with nature and help you understand your purpose here. Microdosing is great for depression. It helps you connect with nature, helps you connect with your purpose, it helps you with your vibration. So highly recommend that if you are open to it. I highly suggest you seek somebody who is experienced in this and who knows what they're doing with the dosage. You have a buddy who's taking care of you so you don't wind up in the hospital. Somebody who knows what they're doing. But I highly recommend it. Next and last, number 20, gratitude. Gratitude, an attitude of gratitude. Just waking up in the morning and saying, I'm grateful I woke up today. Because you know how many people are waiting on the other side to incarnate? Many, and they're not. They're not coming through. So many people are in line to come down to earth, and here we are squandering our you know, opportunity because we're not seeing the big picture, because we came down here and we forgot. We have that forgetting thing that happens when you come to earth. I actually made a deal that I would not come down back to earth unless I had the knowledge that I have thus far. So I think that's why I know a lot of stuff. And you can do the same thing. You know, you make it a point to know that you will not return without this gained wisdom. Because then when you come back with this gained wisdom, it just makes the journey that much more magical. Instead of being stuck with blindfolds, going through the blindfolds on, it's like, but that's where the psychedelics come in to help you open your eyes and see a little bit. But gratitude, being thankful for everything, the water that you drink, the food that you eat, the earth under your feet, everything. Bless it. Bless it. Say thank you. For every interaction that you have with somebody, say thank you. And that's it, guys. There's your 20. If you want to dive deeper into healing depression and do a little Reiki, I did a video, I will link it below, Reiki for depression. And I hope to do more of these videos in the future. If you guys like this video, feel free to like, comment. This is my first one like this. If you guys like it, feel free to comment, like, subscribe. And I am truly grateful for all of you. Thank you so much for watching. Namaste.